So today I'm going to be taking you through a really effective warm-up that you can do before each of your workouts. I learned as a competitive sprinter how important a warm-up actually is. A good warm-up is going to increase your body temperature, mobilize the joints, activate the muscles, and get the blood pumping. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it right now. If you don't know who I am, my name is Max Lowery, the author of the 2-meal day, the simplest and most effective method of intermittent fasting. So with these exercises, don't worry if they're a bit confusing at first. You'll get used to them after you've done them a few times. I don't necessarily do them in this strict order, but all I'm doing is warming up each muscle group. But I always start getting the blood flowing a bit by doing something called tucks, which is basically just high knees, so I'll show you. So I'm just going to go for about 15 seconds. So start driving your arms, lifting the knees up, big deep breaths. I don't really follow a specific time for each exercise. I listen to my body and I think when I'm warm, or when something's activated properly, that's when I'll stop. A few more seconds, not too fast because you're not warm yet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, shake it off. Big deep breaths the whole time, nice and relaxed. Okay, we're gonna go into some walking lunges. We're just gonna get the hip flexors and the inner thighs going. So, I'm gonna walk down into press up position, bring one foot forwards, and then move the hips around for about 5 seconds, okay? We're keeping all these stretches dynamic, okay? That means we're not holding any stretches, we're keeping it moving all the time, because that's how you warm up properly. Switch sides. Big deep breaths. Allow your hips to drop, keep the back knee off the ground all the time. We're gonna do 3 times in each leg. Switch. The aim is to get your foot right next to your hand. If this feels really uncomfortable, don't worry about it, you'll get used to it. And maybe you should try my other stretching videos, so I'll leave links below. Good, switch sides. Okay, so after this leg, we're gonna do 1 more each side. I can really feel this in my hip flexor here, especially drive those hips down. Okay, really focus on those muscles as you're doing them. Good, switch sides. Okay, I'm loosening up already. Big deep breaths. Move that around. You can try pushing your knee out to the side. Switch sides. Drive the hip down. My hip flexor is really tight there, I can feel that. Big deep breaths, just move it around. Good, then we're just gonna walk back up. Shake it off. Now we're gonna go for some hamstring stretches, but again, we're keeping it dynamic. So basically, you place 1 foot forwards, bend the opposite leg, and then push your hips back. And by pushing hips back, you're feeling the stretch in the straight leg. Then all you're gonna do is switch. This might feel weird at first, or might be quite difficult to do it correctly, but you'll get used to it. But the main thing is, you're not just bending over like this. You're pushing those hips back, hinging, keeping the chest up, feeling that lengthen. Okay, so all you're doing is feeling the stretch and then switching sides. Increasing a bit more each time, but you're not holding at any point. Okay, so this is dynamic. Remember I told you that. Big deep breaths. Okay, so gradually warming up, feeling the stretch. We'll do a few more. Again, I'm not counting. I don't know how many I've done. I'm going on how I feel, how my hamstrings feel. 1 more each side. Push those hips back, keep the chest up. Good. Shake it off. We're gonna go for inner thighs now. So have your feet quite wide. You're gonna bend one leg and push your shoulders towards the straight leg so you feel the stretch in here. And then switch sides. Okay, again, you're just feeling the stretch, switching sides. You might need to go even wider. Okay, but push in on the hip on the straight leg. Good, and lean towards the side of the straight leg. Good. Okay, I can feel my body temperature already starting to increase. Good, a few more. Feeling quite tight at the moment. 3, 2, remember, don't force it, just feel the stretch and switch sides. 1. Good, shake it off. We're now going to do quads. So you've probably seen this stretch before. All you're going to do, feel the stretch, switch sides. Feel the stretch, switch sides. Okay, I'll show you from the side. Okay, so you grab hold of this ankle, bring the knee in, and make sure you're not arching your back like this. You want to tilt your hips up towards your belly button so you feel the stretch here. And the more you do that squeezing of the glute, tilting the hips, the more you feel the stretch. Good, few more. 3, 2, and 1. Good, shake it off. Now I'm going to do glutes. Okay, so basically you're going to bring the knee in, across, and then switch. Knee in, across, switch. You're just feeling that stretch and switching sides. I'll show you from the side. In, across. You really feel it when you bring the knee diagonally across the chest. So you're kind of holding one hand on the knee, one hand on the lower part of the shin, across. 3, 2, 1. Good, shake it off. Now we're going to get the upper body mobilized a bit with the reverse plank. So get into this position on the ground, get comfortable. First thing you can do is you're going to have your arms locked out completely straight. You're going to have your fingers pointing backwards. Then you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades like you're trying to crack a nut between your shoulder blades. Once you've done that, you're then going to use your hamstrings and your glutes to raise into this position. Okay? You're going to feel a deep stretch all the way down your arms. Let's go. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Squeeze hamstrings and glutes. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back down. Tap your bum on the ground. Straight back up. Make sure you're not lifting with your back arching. Okay? You're lifting with your hamstrings and your glutes. If you want to feel this more, you can rock forwards. But only do that if you don't feel this is intense enough. Down, tap, squeeze hamstrings and glutes. Okay, make sure you're not hanging with your head here, your head's forward, you're looking straight up towards the ceiling. Good, tap. If you're sitting at a desk all day, this stretch is likely to feel really intense down your arms. Okay, so if it does feel really intense, you should be doing this more often. One more. 3, 2, 1. Good, slowly bring it back down. Shake the arms off. Okay, so we're now going to do some more tucks like we did at the beginning, but we're going to do it a bit faster. Okay, so we're going to do 2 sets. So I'll show you from the side. So let's just start jogging. Then when I say, we're going to go fast. In 3, 2, 1. Fast. 5. And relax there. The more you drive your arms, the faster your legs are going to go. We're going to do that one more time. In 3, 2, 1. And relax there. Whew. Heart rate up, body temperature increased. We're now going to do some activation. We're going to start with ab activation. So bring the heart rate down for a second. Okay, so this isn't the workout yet. You should be a bit out of breath, but not tired. Okay, so you need a mat for this. And if you haven't seen my ab activation video, we're going to do the same 3 exercises right now. So, first one, really good for ab activation. You're just going to lift your shoulders up slightly, so already my abs are activated. From here, exhale, hold, 1, 2, slowly back down. Your lower back is staying flat. You're not coming all the way up here, okay? You're just trying to curl your spine, contract abs. Again, I don't count how many I'm doing. Once my abs feel activated, that's when I do it, when it starts to burn. Okay, no hurling yourself up, just using abs. Gonna do 3 more. Tense those abs. 2 more. Connect your mind and your body. Just consciously squeeze those abs as you do it. And up. Good, so already I'm starting to feel the burn. That burning sensation is your nervous system recruiting the muscles. So that's a good thing. We're now going to do a hollow hold, which is my favorite core strengthening exercise. We're just going to do about 20 seconds. Okay, so I'll talk you into the position. So you can lie down completely flat. You're going to bring your knees in towards your chest. And I'm going to say first, the lower you have your legs in this position, the harder it is on your abs. So remember that, okay? So knees in towards your chest. Then, just like you previously did, the last exercise, curl your spine, lift your shoulders up. Okay, so my abs are activated right now. My lower back is pressed into the ground. Lock your knees, point your toes, and then lower your legs as low as you feel comfortable. Remember, the lower you go, the harder it is. If your abs aren't strong enough, your lower back is going to lift off the ground. Okay, so find the angle that works. Maybe you're holding it here, but make sure you're lifting your shoulders up. So let's hold. If it gets difficult, lift legs higher, don't drop shoulders. Lower back is flat. 10 seconds. Squeeze quads, lock knees, point toes. 3, 2, 1. Feeling that burning already. Yeah, it's a really good position to get used to. Okay, now we're going to do a hollow plank. You notice that word hollow because the hollow body position is a really important thing to get. So we just did the hollow hold. Now we're doing a hollow plank, which is exactly the same thing, but the other way around. So on your mat, you can lift yourself up into a plank position. You're then going to push yourself away from the ground. You're going to rock your weight forwards, tilt your hips, squeeze glutes, hold this position. Don't just raise your hips up. Your long, tilting hips on your tiptoes. Squeezing glutes, squeezing quads. Hold there. Doing all those things at once. Don't just relax. Push yourself away from the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, relax there. So I'm really feeling that my abs are activated right now. I'm now going to go into some glute activation. So abs and glutes, really important to get firing so that you can use them properly in your workout. So this is one of my favorites. I do all the time. It's called a Jane Fonda. It looks really manly, as you can see. So basically you're going to lie in this position. You're going to have one hand here. Tilt your hips towards the ground. This is what most people get wrong. They'll stay like this, okay? But to get glute activation, tilt hips. Then you're squeezing your glute and raising the leg up, like so. Okay, see how my toe is pointing towards the ground? And I'm only using my glute. Okay, if you're not feeling this in your glute, then you probably have issues with glute activation and you need to check out my glute activation video. Okay, so we're gonna go for 15 of these. Squeezing your glute each time. Keeping the hips tilting towards the ground. 10 more. Okay, so already that's starting to burn for me. Okay, notice how I'm being quite aggressive, raising it up, but controlled down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Feeling that. Getting quite hot now, so this is an effective warm-up. Body temperature is increasing. Okay, then you can do exactly the same thing other side. Tilt hips, and here. One side may be easier or harder than the other, that's normal. Ten more. You're consciously squeezing that glute each time, clenching your butt cheek, literally. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feel that? Okay, we're now going to do what's called a frog pulse. There's no way around this. You're going to look quite strange doing this. People will probably look at you, especially if you're a woman doing this. Okay, so you have your feet wide, so your knees wide, your feet close towards your bum, hands by your side. The first thing I want you to do is tilt your hips up. So you're squeezing your glutes already and your abs are activated. Okay, I'll show you again. So this is me relaxed, then I'm tilting hips up, like when you do a hollow hold. From here, you're squeezing your glutes already before you lift. You're just going into that. So it doesn't have to be very high. Okay, just getting that maximum glute activation. Squeezing and clenching your butt cheeks the whole time. Okay, again, if you're not feeling this or it doesn't feel right, check out my glute activation video. Because the thing with activation is something you need to do every single day, not just before a workout, if you especially have issues with it. Okay, keep tilting those hips up. I'm gonna go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shake your legs off a bit. Stand up. Okay, then we're just going to finish off with some squats to finish off that glute activation. But again, I really want you to focus on squeezing and clenching your butt cheeks. I'll show you how. So your feet just wider than your shoulders. Stick your bum right back, like you're tapping your bum on an imaginary chair. Keep the weight on your heels. As soon as you come up, squeeze, 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 squeeze to here. Okay, so don't lean back. You're tilting hips up, squeezing glutes. Let's go. Gonna go for 10. Okay, consciously squeeze. Don't just bounce up and down. Okay, it's slow and controlled. Slight pause. 5. Squeezing. 3, 2, and 1. Good, shake it off. So lower half of the body should be activated, abs activated. We're gonna get your arms going now. So we're gonna do some press ups. Big deep breaths. Don't worry if you can't go down low. If you need to do more on your knees, that's fine. We're just gonna do 8 press ups. Nice and controlled. Full range. 3, 2, 1. Good. Then we're going to go for arm swings. So basically just flinging the arms out, moving from the shoulders, switching which arm goes on the top each time. There's just a few more things to do, and then we're fully warmed up. Swinging, increase how hard you're swinging, and you'll really feel a stretch through the shoulders. Again, if you haven't done this before, it's going to feel strange. Keep it up, and then you'll start to understand where you're meant to feel it. 3, 2, 1. Good. Arm rotation. So 10 in each direction, both arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch directions. 10, 9, 8, 7. Breathing. 6, 5, 4. Should start to burn. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. 10, 9. Big deep breath. See, I'm sweating a bit now. You should be quite warm. 4, 3, 2. Switch sides. Other way. I mean. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake it off. Take a few deep breaths. The final thing we're going to do, more of those tucks or sprinting on the spot, just to finish off with. Okay, so we're just going to do 2 sets of 5 seconds, really fast. Okay, so we're going to do a bit of a slow jog to get into it. Then we'll go 5 seconds fast, 2 sets. So, ease into it. Big deep breaths. In 3 seconds, we're going to go for 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow it down. Big deep breaths. Do that one more time. In 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So that's the end of the warm up. So I would do that first, and then if I'm going to do weightlifting, I would then start to warm up specifically with the weight. So I'd get the bar on, start doing things like that. If it was on the track, sprinting, I'll then get my spikes on and start doing some stride outs, things like that. So it depends what you're doing. If you're doing rowing, get on the rower, do some rowing sprints, keep it specific. But do this before every workout and you'll be doing really well.